Hey guys, good morning. Happy Saturday. It's Daryl here. It is 4 a.m. bright and early here in Connecticut on the East Coast. And yes, I just finished the last video. This was one of those days where I had two very vivid, strong ideas, and I really couldn't link them into one long video. So I'm making two separate videos, and I want to make them immediately. I don't know if I'm going to download this immediately or later. Usually it's better when I let the first one be digested and then post the next one about 12 hours later. So I don't know if you'll be seeing this Saturday morning or Saturday evening or maybe even Sunday morning, but it's still valid. All right, let me give you the timeline. Let me just give you my thought process. I was reading an article from about Dave Chappelle, the comedian, and he made a very good point. He talked about what happened on the 6th, right? And the people that were there using the American flag, the flagpoles, the Capitol Police. We all saw what happened, what was used. And he made a good point. He talked about how these very, very same people that were there that day in that act, how during this whole summer and the whole year, but a year or two before, were outraged at Colin Kaepernick. So outraged because how dare Colin Kaepernick take a knee during the national anthem? What an insult. What an insult to our great American flag, to our great military, to our police. How could he do that? How disrespectful. Disrespectful to that flag, the American flag. We see those very same people using that flag against the Capitol Police. Against the Capitol Police. Using that flag. That they were enraged that this black athlete, how dare he take a knee? Well, I don't care if it's because some people, some Americans' basic rights were violated. I don't want to hear that. It's still, it's a insult to our American flag. Well, if that was an insult to the American flag, I don't know what happened on January 6th. If I don't know how that. All right. So going along with that, I all of a sudden taking a knee. I remembered me taking a knee. Remember that? At the end of November last year? I was leaving the library. I had no idea this was going on. I posted this video again. The video of me going to I came across a Trump rally. Had no idea what was going on. Stop the Steal rally. This was 3 weeks after the election, 2 weeks after the election. And at that point, I was so angry that these people just wouldn't give it a rest. That they wouldn't acknowledge that Biden just won. And they were out. I looked down Main Street and I see them out in the middle of the street waving these flags. And I'm just like, enough is enough. You know? And I said, I've got to say something. Even from by myself, I've got to say something. I have to stand up to these people. This is ridiculous. I have to voice my opinion, my freedom of speech. So I went down there, and this is all coincidence, I swear on the Bible. I arrived right before the national anthem. And I believe Colin Kaepernick is a true American hero to me. That the courage it took to stand up. He was somebody that's in the spotlight. Somebody that has a voice. And to use that voice to risk everything that he has earned and worked for his whole life, to use that voice and that spotlight to help other people, man, that is an American hero to me. So when that national anthem played, I could not wait to take a knee. And I put myself at great risk. There, as I took a knee, I saw a town policeman in a cop car across the street watching this protest. And I wondered if he was going to help, because as I saw the whole crowd converge on me, I didn't know if he was going to cheer them on, if he was going to help me. I didn't know where he was going to. So I thought about that. And then the crowd surrounded me, and they seemed to be blocking me, like they wanted to cover me up. They surrounded me. You'll see the videos on my community page again. Like they were hiding me from the American flag, that I was insulting the American flag. Or the police officer right across the street, they were blocking me from him. They didn't want that policeman to be insulted by me taking a knee. I guarantee that some of these same people that were at that rally today were at Washington on January 6th, using that flag as a battering ram and a weapon. Wow. And I also thought about this. YouTube demonetizing me. And I wondered if because they said it's because of harmful videos. And that's, for the life of me, I do. If you guys can look through all my videos, I haven't taken one video down. I don't know what they're talking about. I do not have a clue. One of my viewers compared me to a stuffed animal or a Cupid doll or something. You're about as harmful as a Cupid doll. And I got a kick out of that. And I appreciate that. I do. And I thought about that video as I reposted it on my community page, because I want to get my monetization back. I have 30 days. Well, I have 3 weeks now to rectify the situation. That day, after my family and neighbors and relatives saw that video, they were angry at me for putting myself in such danger. But I told them that you should be proud of me, because the father that I lost when I was 9 taught me to stand up for what I believe in. I think he would have been proud of me that day, to stand up, regardless if he even agreed with me or not. I don't know if he would have. He was a lifelong Democrat, but I don't know. I stood up for what I believed in that day. And eventually my family came, they supported me. They saw what I was saying. I think it took a lot of courage, believe me, to do that day. Once it started and those people started to come towards me, I figured I was in for a penny, in for a pound, man. And whatever happened, happened. Let the chips fall where they may. But I'm going to voice my opinion here today. I wondered if this is what YouTube was talking about, being harmful video. I didn't encourage anybody else to do this. I certainly didn't, if you look at the video. I talked about how it scared the hell out of me. I came home and I was shaking because I had about at least 12 people surrounding me. You see the video, you see what happened. And I thought about freedom of speech. That was a completely peaceful example of freedom of speech. I stood up. I thanked everybody. I turned and I walked to my car. A few people mocked me, yelling, "Bye, bye." One man said, "Excuse me, sir. Can I talk to you for a second?" I didn't know what he was going to do. He was there. He was a Trump supporter. And he came over and he shook my hand. He said, "I want to thank you." To this day, I assume he was just thanking me for being brave enough to use my freedom of speech. But anyway, if I had it all to do again, I'd do it in a second. And I reposted the video. I'm proud of it. And let the chips fall where they may. All right. You guys have a good Saturday.